Never give up, never let people create an image of you, always be, go out and take it and, own what you do, be yourself. And I think that's just the way I play, but that's the way I am as a person as well.
Jude Bellingham has always worn his heart on his sleeve. Despite his status as one of the most coveted players in world football, his commitment to Dortmund is well documented. But more importantly for him, family is everything.
My mom, my dad, two huge role models of mine because of the way they've obviously carried themselves, the things that they've had to face in their own journeys, and especially my mom. She's always given me a lot of lessons on how I'll be perceived by other people. Sometimes because of the colour of my skin, sometimes we're kind of stereotyped and stuff like that. I say about my footballing heroes, I talk about Gerrard, I talk about Rooney, I talk about Zidane, but I've got a black woman that I live with every day, and I see the way she carries herself, and for me that's, you couldn't have a bigger hero really.
Just like countless black players of his generation, Bellingham has already witnessed and endured racist abuse at just 18. His parents' guidance, however, has helped him to deal with it and to address it head on.
I say to my mum quite often, who I live with out here, that after a majority of games I'll get a racist message in my Instagram inbox, whether it's 1, 2 or 3, can depend on what I've done in the game, if I've made a foul, if I've done something, There's not a single job in the world where you deserve to be criticised with racism, but that's the world we live in. And that's why we've got to do more. That's why the people in power have got to do more.
In December, Bellingham was fined by the German FA for comments he made about referee Felix Zweier in the wake of Dortmund's defeat to arch-rivals Bayern Munich. But he says German football's governing body were not as quick to respond when it came to his experiences of racial abuse.
I always remember sharing the first batch of messages that I got after I think we drew 2-2 away in Cologne. I think I gave away a penalty. It was half and half because it was a handball, I think. And I posted them just to say, just another day on social media so people could see what it was like for me. The club were quick to send someone to message me and make sure I was all right, and I really appreciated that. Had teammates that messaged me, of course, family members, and I didn't really receive anything from the DFB or DFL or anything like that. And I always kind of compare it to when I said the thing about the referee in December. They were very quick to get into contact to give me my fine, give me my punishment, kind of make it a big drama in the media. And I know that, sometimes I have to control my emotion better, of course, but, maybe we are alone, and maybe they're not interested, maybe they don't care, and maybe it is down to me and down to us to work independently to get our message out.
It is nearly a year since what should have been a moment to cherish for Bellingham as England reached last summer's Euro 2020 final. Along the way, his appearance in the country's opening game against Croatia as a 17-year-old made him the youngest player of any nationality at a European Championship and the youngest Englishman to play at a major tournament. But after Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho and Bukayo Saka missed penalties in the shootout defeat to Italy, Bellingham watched the fallout as all three faced a barrage of online racist abuse.
The biggest takeaway from the whole experience for me was the contrast. I think you look at the running into the final, it felt like the country had united. We had black players in the team, players of all different backgrounds from all different countries in the team. And then as soon as they miss the penalty, they're not English, they're just black. Anyone can miss a penalty, anyone can make a mistake in their line of work, but it's impossible to be criticised like that. It should never happen. The human, look at what Marcus has done with the feeding the children. He's bringing out books, he's supporting people in that way. Jadon's got pitches in London, I think, released some boots that a load of people from his area felt proud of. Bukayo, similar, all like top characters. And then you see them kind of brought down like that. It's disgusting, but it's hard to take, to be honest. As a teammate, it's really like, wow, because that could have been me. What if it was me who missed the pen, and all of a sudden, you're English for 7 games, you miss a pen and you're nothing.
As players, did you come up with a plan going forward on how to deal with that kind of situation should it happen again?
Yeah, to be fair, Gareth Southgate was brilliant. He's always brought it up as a topic in meetings when, you know, we're aware that we're going to, like for example, we went to Hungary 2 months after the Euro, 2 or 3 months maybe. Same thing happened again, but we felt more prepared and we felt more supported because of what Gareth had put in place, I think. And I think, you know, as a black player, you feel very grateful for that.
Far from being disheartened by the memory of that July day, Bellingham and other black athletes are more motivated than ever to inspire a generation and to drive change. Do you think we are in a really powerful age of activism right now?
Definitely. I think we've got a lot of you know, black people in important roles within sport, especially the Williams sisters, the Hamiltons. You know, you've got the amount of black players playing for England at the minute. I do feel like there's only so much they can do though, because they're giving their experience from their point of view. And I think that's where football and sport has to unite. I think it needs the power of people who aren't black to see how much they're struggling and how much it means to them and come together. And I'm not saying that that doesn't happen at all. That definitely is something that's improving. But you know, when you talk about the whole war and the whole thing, I think it can be done more.
My son looks at somebody like you and he sees a positive black role model. How heartening for you and inspired are you by that?
Being told you're a great footballer is one thing, but you know, when you've always been raised to first and foremost be a good person, and then to hear that, you know, people are inspired by the things you say and the way you carry yourself, I think, you know, that takes it to another level of kind of pride within myself, but also it tells me that, you know, it makes me aware again of that responsibility that I've got. You know, I can't let down your kids, I can't let down other kids that look up to me, and that's the responsibility that I'm willing to carry.
Darren Lewis, CNN, Dortmund.